What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe here. Fantasy football content. Just talking fantasy football week 9. Gonna be talking our parlays, doing what we normally do, all that good stuff. So if you guys need to start sit, let me know, and I will intro them. Gonna be hopping on, taking a look at the parlay right now. There we go. Be right back. Yeah, so what's good, guys? I'll go over all the recent injury news, discuss that stuff. Let me go over. Okay, so Kenny Galladay is in today. That's something people should keep in mind. Josh Jacobs is one of my favorite starts this week. I think he's got offers excellent value. CeeDee Lamb and Mark Cooper are both playing. Let me see if I can find the latest news. NFL in out. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, fire them away. Any trade questions, any start sits, any of that good stuff. I think DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler are both going to sit today, so that's something to keep in mind. I think you can play Jeff Wilson too if you're desperate. I don't think they would have activated him if they weren't going to play him at all. Let's see. I'll start looking at the parlay, see if I can find some value for today for everybody. Find one that's going to win. Like I said, any lineup questions you guys got? It's tough right now, Simon. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate the thumbs up. It's going to be tough with Jordan Love today, but hopefully it's one game. We can get back on track after this week. I think Jordan Love, though, I think the Packers have a decent chance of winning or at least covering in this game just because the Chiefs have been struggling lately. They've been turning the ball over a lot. The Packers' defense has been playing well. All those things, I think, give us a good chance. But you're right. It's definitely less than ideal. Let me start looking at the upset of the day as well as the parlay. Yeah, I'm excited to see Jordan Love play. I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it's a good matchup against the Chiefs. Their defense has struggled. Wish we had Bakhtiari back this week at left tackle, but we don't. But that's the way the NFL goes. Okay, so taking a look at these lines. Texans are +4 against Miami. That's very interesting. Landon, don't worry, my guy. I'll let you know. I think you're probably starting CMC. I looked up CMC health on Google, and the first thing that came up was some medical thing. I'm pretty sure he's active, isn't he? Yeah, I play Christian McCaffrey. I heard that they're going to give him 40 to 50 snaps, which I think is more than enough for a player like Christian McCaffrey. That's what the most normal running backs are getting. He usually gets 100% every week or close to it, just because he's so dominant. But I think you can definitely play him. Yeah, I agree. That's like Mahomes has just been rough, so it's just like we have a chance. They've been turning the ball over in 25% of their drives. I think the Packers have a plus 13 turnover differential this year, or we forced 13 turnovers. I think Woods will play though. I know what you mean though. Dude, okay, those are Simon, and you're definitely in a tough spot, but I like both those options you pivoted to. I think Brian Edwards has a great opportunity in that offense right now. And I think Van Jefferson, same way. Outwell's done for the year. What's his name? Deshaun Jackson got cut. So now all of a sudden you're looking at a guy who's going to be playing a bunch of snaps and has that big play potential. I think you could do a lot worse than him. I think he's a solid play this week, especially, there's going to be other teams in your league that are down. Like, you just got to find a way to, like you're doing, stick people in there that can score some points. How many of those guys do you need to play, Landon? I'd probably put them in this order. Damian Harris, Boston Scott, Mike Davis. I'm assuming you mean Mike Davis. Yeah, I'd probably put them in that order if I was playing them. I think Boston Scott's a solid flex play this week. I think Damian Harris is a good RB2 play. Yeah, I think you could. I'd try to avoid playing Davis if I could, but you don't always have that opportunity. Let me get back to this parlay. Your RB2 is Najee. Who's your RB1, Landon? You got 6 squad. Yeah, I definitely go Damian Harris if you're looking for a flex. Yeah, that is a solid team. Najee and Henderson's a good 1-2 punch. Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb, Andrews, Pittman. Yeah, Pittman did have a good game the other night. Man, Raiders are only -3 today. That's not bad. Fifth round? What in that? That's insane. I thought Najee was an easy second round pick, honestly. Maybe a third and a 10-man, but that's sweet, Landon. You got a 6 squad. Yeah, McCaffrey comes back healthy. You team up with Christian McCaffrey and Najee Harris. As long as you've got some solid receivers or a good QB, tight end spot solid or something, If you could put any talent around those guys, I think you'll have a really good chance. Okay, so right now, first edition of the parlay, we've got San Francisco 49ers -3.5, Tennessee Titans +7.5, LA Chargers -1. And if you took all three of them, they'd be +567. So that's 100 to win $567, or 10 to win 56.7. That's a parlay I like. I also like Packers +7. I'm a little biased, but the Chiefs struggle to cover against teams when they're given a full touchdown, like they are this week. So I think they got good value there. Upset pick of the day. I'll take the Packers too. I think the Packers have like a 35% chance to win. I just think, it's a weird matchup. I think Aaron Jones will get a lot of checkdowns today. That was the rumor that what's his name? Jordan Love threw a lot of checkdowns at practice when he's filling in for Rodgers. So I could see him catching a lot of passes today. I also think A.J. Dillon will be utilized in the running game. We saw last week with the receivers out, they definitely leaned on him. I think it's a similar situation. The receivers are back, but I think the team will just be much more run-heavy in general with Jordan Love starting. My whole full healthy team is A-Rod, CMC, Najee, Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Noah Fant, Damian Harris, Rams, D. Tyler Bass. That is a good team, Landon. It's a real nice team. Yeah. Oh, I agree. The Chargers have been playing bad. I think that's why you're getting 1 point, though. And I think Philly, I know Philly won by a bunch last week, but we've seen them play everybody with the Lions. They look pretty bad. So I'll take the point and I'll go for it. Yeah, I think the Titans have a decent – I just don't understand. So I think, let's see, Titans play the Rams before this. This is probably, what, a 3.5? No, probably not that much. Probably a 4.5-point line or something if Derrick Henry plays. I think Derrick Henry's worth a ton, but I don't know if he's worth that many points. So give me more than a touchdown, I'll take it. I think the Titans will lean a little bit more on the passing game. They got Julio and A.J. Brown ready to go today. I think McNichols is going to be utilized heavily in the passing game. What up, Seg? Heavily in the passing game today. The Rams allow the 8th most receptions to running backs. So, Seg, I do not think Kyler's going to play. I would try to move. I'd try to make a different move if you have Kyler. I think he's getting benched, unfortunately, for Kyler owners. But yeah, I'm playing San Francisco 49ers defense this week, so hopefully they can do something. Let me see if I can find I think Love will be solid today just because the Chiefs aren't very good on defense. But I think it's definitely going to be – the game plan is definitely going to be very leaning towards, having him have as small of an impact in the game as he can, basically. Running the ball a lot, short passes, that type of thing. I'm playing him in a daily lineup today, though, honestly. He was at $4,400 on DraftKings. So I was just like – the next closest starting quarterback, even Brissett, who was supposed to be a backup, was at $4,500, and he plays the Chiefs. So I was just like, let's do it. Let's see. Kyler. Yeah, I would agree. I think the Niners have a good chance today of being a solid defense. Yeah, I think they're rejecting Kyler and those guys out. Yeah, very true. About Tyrod. He doesn't always play great, but he usually does. He's pretty solid. I thought about playing him in daily today as well. He's a good rate at 5,000. Yeah. Mills had a good game last week too. I think he's like I think he was top 5 in the league in passing yards. It was crazy because last week the top 5 passers in passing yards, it was like Mike White, Davis Mills, and like 2 other guys were just like, what is going on? All right, Simon. Peace out, brother. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, if you come back, that'd be awesome, but no worries if you can't. I get it. Life happens. Parlay for anyone who hasn't heard. So we've got San Francisco 49ers here. San Francisco 49ers minus 3.5, Chargers minus 1, and then Tennessee Titans plus 7.5. And that's 10 to win 56, 100 to win 567. Good odds there for anyone who's interested. Yeah, who do you guys need to go off this week? Who do you need as your X factor? I could really use a good game out of Jacoby Myers. I'm playing him as a wide receiver 2. If he can score a touchdown or something, that would be awesome. He's never done it in his career. I'm hoping he's due. We'll see. I was honestly too another team I was close to playing today. I think don't pay attention to projections too much in our leagues. I think this is a prime example. So like for this week, the Packers play the Chiefs. The Packers defense is projected by no points, and I get the Chiefs have a good offense that just struggled recently. But the Packers forced a bunch of turnovers. The Chiefs have turned the ball over in 25% of their drives this year, which is absolutely astronomical rate for turnovers. And when you combine both those things, I think it's just, you got a chance at a touchdown, you got a chance at that boom game. And I don't think it's dumb to play them. Although I do get it, just the secondary is banged up going against Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I think A.J. Brown will be good too. I'm starting him as my wide receiver 1 with Jacoby as my wide receiver 2. So I think, I get that boom potential of A.J. Brown. I get the consistency of Myers. And then, hopefully it's a close game and he can do something. Here, they just updated. We have the latest in and outs. I will read them off for anyone who is interested. Okay, here we go. So in CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Beasley, CMC, Darnold, Teddy B, Galladay, and Kadarius Toney are all playing. Guys that are out though: James Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Latavius Murray, Tua, Saquon, Shepard, J.J. Taylor, N'Keal Harry. All of those guys are out. Someone just asked me, Bourne, Aguilar, or Anderson. Had to do a little research for that one. Those are some deep names, some deep cuts. Kendrick Bourne. He hasn't been bad this year. I'm definitely not playing Robbie. I think I'll probably play. I think if I had to decide between those guys, I would lean Aguilar because of the upside. Okay, parlay one last time. So it's Tennessee Titans plus 7.5. LA Chargers -1. And then we've got, who was the other team? Son of a nutcracker. It was somebody 3.5. Oh, San Francisco 49ers -3.5. That's the parlay. That's plus 567. I'd be firing that up today if I was you guys. Let's talk some trade guys. Some guys I'd be trading for. Keeping an eye on your league. I would see if I could offer a trade offer right now. 2 guys I think are big offers is Nick Chubb and Dalvin Cook. I think both those guys have underwhelmed a little bit. You can acquire them. They've got really good schedules rest of the season. You might be able to snag one of those guys for a little bit less than they're worth. You're still probably going to give up a big back or a big-time wide receiver. But those are guys that can absolutely carry your roster. David Montgomery, Elijah Mitchell, or Adrian Peterson for flex. That is tough, Carmen. That's a tough one this week. I would probably go Elijah Mitchell. But I think there's a chance Jeff Wilson is involved today, which worries me because Mitchell has that rib injury. If Mitchell wasn't injured, it'd be very easy. I'd probably still go with Mitchell, though, just because I think he has the highest upside of those players. I think David Montgomery probably splits snaps. And Pittsburgh is a tough run defense. Adrian Peterson, I think you can play too, but I would probably go with Mitchell. I'd probably go Mitchell, AP, and then Montgomery. Appreciate the comment, Carmen. Yeah, thank you guys, Simon, Seg, Carmen, Landon, all for coming through today. The parlay, like I said, just said if anyone hasn't seen it. So it's Chargers -1, San Francisco 49ers -3.5, Tennessee Titans +7.5, and that's 10 to 156. Yeah, no problem, Carmen. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, just talk about some guys to trade for. Another guy, I don't know if you'd be able to try to get him, but Deontay Johnson's just been super consistent this year. Big fan of his. Would like to own him for sure in a lot of leagues. I think he's just if you could have him as your wide receiver too, with like an AJ Brown or something like that would just be awesome. You get just tons of consistency, tons of touchdown upside with AJ Brown, and tons of, you cover all your bases. Yeah, honestly, I don't think that's a bad move. If you could trade him after this week, maybe people are thinking, he'll be back to the full-time starter next week. I just think with Jeff Wilson back, like the way Kyle Shanahan's offense is run too, it's built so much on trust and the guys he knows. And Jeff Wilson is one of those guys. Mitchell's still a rookie. We saw, Trey Sermon, Brandon Ayuk, guys that he sent draft capital on just come in and do nothing because he doesn't trust them. And I think he really does trust Jeff Wilson. So no matter what, I think after this week, even if Mitchell gets all the work today, which I don't think he will, but I think he'll get a good majority of it. But I think Jeff Wilson, no matter what, is going to have a pretty sizable role moving forward. I think he could be the goal line back or maybe even more. So yeah, I would probably do that. I would probably move him after this week if I could. Yeah, I think Adrian Peterson, though, it'll be very interesting to see how they utilize him today. They had something on the bottom line I was just looking at, talking about Adrian Peterson. I was like, man, what is that? So I looked it up because he turned down Dancing with the Stars that they were talking about. I thought he turned down another team, and I was like, wow, that's surprising. But Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, if anybody has any sit questions left, fire them away. Any trade advice, anything really, any team questions, go for it. I'm going to start putting up some trade targets for playoffs soon. Just want to get to that area where people know, whether they're going to be able to acquire guys or not. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, you should know by then. I think you can start Julio this week. I think people have been sleeping on him a little bit too much just because, like I said, I think the Tennessee Titans are going to go more to a pass-heavy approach. Not pass-heavy, but be more, they would run heavy before. So I think some of those runs turn into pass plays. And I think Julio will be a solid wide receiver, back-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3, and potentially, wide receiver 2 moving forward. I think people are sleeping a little bit too much on Julio. So I think you can start Julio. Let me know what your other options are, though, honestly. Yeah, Josh Allen is going to have a game today. I do not like. I'm playing against him in one of my leagues, and it's not fun. In my daily lineup right now, I have, I'm going to switch it right now, actually. I have, what's his name in there? What do you guys think? Julio, should I play Jordan Love against the Chiefs or Jacoby Brissett against Miami? Julio Jones or Jacoby Myers. That one is tough. I'd probably go Julio. I have Jacoby Myers in the league. Yeah, I'd probably go Julio. Especially in the matchup, like the way that Vegas is projecting it, 7.5-point line, that means a lot of throws for the, what are they called? A lot of throws for Tannehill and the Titans. So if that game script goes according to plan, I have them, covering, but that's always a good gauge, is what Vegas has it as. Yeah, I'm rolling Jordan Love in my daily lineup. Let's hope he can have a good game. $4,400 is like the cheapest starting quarterback by a mile. So even if he doesn't ball uncontrollably, as long as he's at a solid game, gets with 250 and 2 or something, he'd be just fine. Yeah, I'm starting Jacoby though. I think if you're like playing a team you're much better than, I wouldn't mind playing Jacoby, but I would probably play Julio over him. Appreciate everyone who's come through so far. Everyone who's hit that thumbs up button, I really do appreciate it. I can go over the parlay real quick. So we have it's San Francisco 49ers minus 3.5, Tennessee Titans plus 7.5, and then Los Angeles Chargers minus 1. That is 10 to win 56, 100 to win 567. I think there's good value on that parlay for today. Okay, I'm going to hop off. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Appreciate everyone who watched, who had the thumbs up button, who asked questions, all that stuff. I really do appreciate you guys. What's up? I'll stay alive for a little bit longer. We got some people coming through. Ooh, Herbert or Myers? That one is tough. I'd go Jacoby Myers. I just think, I'm playing Jacoby Myers in half-point PPR league today. And I think he's worth it. He's just so safe. I mean, he's a lot safer in a PPR, but he's going to get. He's like one of the. I think he's a top 10 in targets in the NFL. Like that's a very encouraging thing when you're playing somebody in a somewhat of a desperation situation. And I think Herbert was. He's a talented running back. He looks fine, but he was really getting a lot of his fantasy points from just absurd volume. And I think Montgomery will be back and now limit his volume no matter what. Okay, now I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys all for coming through. Joe, Carmen, Simon, Landon, Sag. Appreciate you guys all. Everyone hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys too. I'll see you guys next time. It's been Fantasy Joe. Peace out.